Hey guys, Bart from TST Industries here. In this video we're going to show you how to install a TST Industries integrated taillight on a 2008-2012 Kawasaki Ninja 250R. Our taillight features 84 super bright LEDs. It is fully plug and play and takes about 20 minutes to install. So let's begin. So to begin, first we'll take off the rear seat, put it to the side. Then we will need to remove the under tank, under seat panels here. This is held on by a Phillips screw. And friction fasteners that need to be pulled away from the bike. Take a look here. There are 1, 2, 3 friction fasteners that fit into these grommets. What I have to do is pull away from the bike. Now put it to the side, go to the other side of the bike. Same procedure here. Now we will proceed to the removal of the driver's seat, which is held on by Allen screws, one on either side. And just pull up on the rear part of the seat here, upwards, and the seat comes off. All right, so in this following step, we will be removing these 2 fairing panels. To do that, we will need to remove these 4 fasteners. What I like to do is loosen them first with a tool. And then continue the removal process just by hand. Now what we will do is clear this part of the fairing from the shoulder features that hold it on. Just pull up on it. You can see in here, there are features here that interlock these features in the fairing with the frame. So now we'll move to the back and pop off these friction fasteners here. And now we have enough access to do this part of the assembly. In the following step, we will be removing this part of the fairing. It has little interlocking features here. What you need to do is press them from the bottom and pull up. Do that on both sides. And now just pull up to release the Velcro. As you can see, there are 2 pieces of Velcro here and on the taillight. And then there is also a rubber grommet piece that sits on this tab here, and it inserts into the taillight here to keep it from vibrating. So now we will be removing the taillight from the bike. This is done by taking out these 2 fasteners. These are 10mm hex heads. So these screws actually screw into this piece that goes from the bottom of the bike. Once you take out these screws, this will fall out. Make sure you retain that. Now we will disconnect the taillight here. This is the taillight wire and a 3 connector plug. We'll press the locking tab and withdraw the plug. Now we can take the taillight out and proceed to reassembly. So now we will prep the TST Industries light with components that we will need to remove from the OEM light. First, we will take the Velcro strips off and replace them on the TST light in the same fashion. Now we will transfer the hardware from the OEM taillight to the TST taillight. First we'll need to remove these shoulder washers here. And next, remove these rubber grommets. Okay, we can now replace the rubber grommets into the TST light. And now replace the shoulder washers back in. Put our bolts back through. Stretch out the wires from the taillight. And now we're ready to put it back on the bike. Now we will start reassembling the taillight back on the bike. So first, let's route the wires through here through the back and align these screws here with their mounting holes. Drop the taillight in. We'll need to grab that piece that held the taillight on from the bottom and start threading these screws into it while you hold it from the bottom. I'm going to make sure that everything's aligned in center. It looks like it is. And just tighten everything up with a tool. Okay, now we will need to plug in the light. Plug in your main connector here, and these are your signal wires. These will need to be routed into the next compartment here, so we will do that now. And now you need to identify your signal wires here. You'll need to unplug your OEM signals. Right, so to remove the signal wire here, you will need to press on this tab to release the plug and pull back on the plug. Do that to both. Okay. All right, so now we will plug in the signal plugs. And once you do that, tuck away the wires, make sure they are out of the way. Make sure they are not going over this bar. And go back into the trunk compartment here and route these wires properly. I like to have them out of the way so they don't get in the way of anything in your trunk. You can bring this main taillight wire back here to the routing clips and press them down. All right, and now we'll just proceed to reinstall all the plastic components here. So now we'll make sure that this rubber grommet on this piece is in place and insert it into this piece on the taillight. Try to not make contact with the Velcro as you do this. Bring it all the way back and then press down the Velcro. Now we'll need to engage these clips on the side here. They just snap together. Do that on both sides. Now you could take your tail fairing and put it back in position. Remember the shoulder features here, they need to engage with the holes. Make sure the grommet is properly routed here around your keyhole. Now this is engaged. You will push in the push fasteners here on the back of the tail. And from this point forward, the rest of the assembly is very simple. One thing worth noting is that this taillight gets shipped with a set of resistors that need to be wired in for proper function of your signaling system. Those resistors come with a set of instructions that you will need to follow to wire them in. As an option, we do sell a LED flasher relay that mounts on this side under this fairing. We do have a separate video for that, so make sure you look that up. It's definitely a good idea to invest in one of these relays. It produces a very nice professional installation, and it cuts out all the time that you need to invest in wiring the resistors in. If you go ahead and reinstall everything in the reverse order of this assembly, bike will be ready and you're ready to go.